graduated 3 years ago with my master's in cybersecurity from WGU. It was one of my very first videos on this channel. And so in this video, I'm going to give you my 3-year update. I'm going to go over whether or not I think a master's degree in cybersecurity is worth it from WGU. I'll go over my pros and cons of that degree 3 years later and what I think about it. I'll go over my regrets and stay to the end of the video, and I'll go over step by step on how you can get started in your cybersecurity journey with WGU. First, why did I choose WGU? WGU actually was introduced to me way back in 2014 when I was in the United States Army. A lot of people in the military really don't like sitting in a classroom, and so WGU was extremely popular within the military. Since then, it has grown to be way more popular outside of the military. That's why I didn't really want to go back to school and sit into a classroom. And if I were to be honest with you, I really didn't want to study for the GRE, which is usually required to get into a master's degree program. And so that is where you have to study a bunch of math and writing and arithmetic and stuff not related to my field of study. So I've been in the cybersecurity and IT field for like 10 years. At the time, it was about 7 years, and I just didn't want to study for the GRE. I didn't really think it was a great use of my time. And so that is why I chose WGU. And also, another reason, you can do as many courses as you want within that 6-month term. And so I knew if I really studied before I started WGU, I could probably complete it within 6 months to a year. And speaking of the 6-month thing, is WGU reputable? And the answer is yes. I don't really know about any other industry, but within the tech industry, WGU is extremely popular and very reputable and has a ton of alumni. That alumni is just growing larger and larger. The reason being is what's really valued is being able to solve problems as you go and not really so much being book smart, which is what typical school kind of rewards, getting A's and B's, but it's more like how well can you solve the problem in the quickest amount of time. WGU really aligns with the tech industry in terms of training. It has a lot of high-level professionals that have gone to WGU and really enjoy it and really push other people to do it. It's also completely accredited. It does count just as much as a state school or any other private school. It's the same type of accreditation. Who exactly is WGU for? Essentially, it's for people who don't want to go back to a traditional school, sit in a classroom, and then complete tests and busy work. You can actually test out of things that you already know within WGU, so you're not just set to this arbitrary 2 to 4 year requirement that you have to do. It's also for people who don't want to spend $50,000 on a degree that may not have the return on investment that they expect. So it used to be that people went to school and college to get a liberal arts education and become more educated. Now it's become more of a skill thing and you need to have a degree to get a job. But yet schools aren't really training people for up-to-date information to land those jobs. And so it's this discrepancy. And so that's where WGU comes in. And you can learn up-to-date things and you can graduate a lot faster than the normal 2 to 4 year degree. It's also for people who are maybe single moms and they can't just quit their job to go to school because then you have all of these other expenses that come along with that. And it's also if you have a job and you just want to work while also getting this bachelor's degree. 3 years later, has the WGU degree helped me in any way? And the answer is yes. The reason being is a lot of times in the United States, people need a degree and it's similar to maybe the caste system. So if you have a degree, it's easier for you to move up in the socioeconomic pyramid that we have that's a little bit invisible. And so that degree really gives you leverage in the workplace. So not only can you get a higher wage, you can negotiate a higher position so then you can get a higher salary. And also it's a way to weed out people. So HR, if there's 100 candidates and then 50 of them have degrees and the other 50 don't, it's really easy just to put that filter on for people that have degrees versus don't have degrees. And another thing is if you want to work for a large bureaucracy, such as the government or, say, a bank or something of that sort, a degree can really help you land that role. While people don't want to admit it and they all want to say they hate degrees and certifications, the fact is, in cybersecurity, it can 100% help you, and it's helped me. For instance, I actually got an offer for a government role, and the only reason I was able to get that role was because I had a master's degree from WGU in cybersecurity. I have a bachelor's degree in geographic information system. The hiring manager said she actually wouldn't have been able to give me an offer if I hadn't had the master's because they didn't know what GIS was. They didn't actually recognize it as a degree. Even though it was from a state school and accredited, they didn't understand the major, and so they just discounted it. That master's degree did lead me to get more opportunities. And if you are wanting to work at a large bureaucratic organization, it can help you whether or not you like that fact or not. Do I regret anything about getting my master's degree in cybersecurity at WGU? And the answer is yes. So that whole program prepares you for the CISSP. I think now it's the CISM, the CISM, but at the time it was the CISSP. And I really wish I had gotten the CISSP as I was going through that program because I then procrastinated, and then it's been 3 years since then, and I just don't really want to take that cert, but it took so much energy from me just thinking about getting this. I wish I had just knocked it out when going through that program. If you're going to go through that program, 100% get those certificates that it's preparing you for, because you may think that you'll get it at a later date, but you probably won't. Overall, do I think getting that master's degree in cybersecurity from WGU 3 years ago was worth it? Yes, I 100% believe it was worth it. I actually used the GI Bill, so I got paid to go to WGU. But even if I was paying out of pocket, I think it would have been around $4,000. That degree actually did help me get offers. I didn't accept them from government agencies. They also paid for the CEH, which I think was around $1,000. And I got a lot of really great training courses all in one, along with help from mentors and course instructors. So I learned a lot, and it was all very curated really well. You're paying for the curation of information. Maybe you could find it free all over the internet, but it might take you years. And then you don't really have anything at the end to show employers that you do actually know what you're talking about. Will a WGU and a master's degree in cybersecurity actually help you land a job? And the answer is yes, 100%. It can help you land a job. It also doesn't need to take you 2 years to go through the program. If you really go at it, you can finish it within a year with absolutely no experience. If you have experience, you can finish it a lot sooner than 1 year. If I was just starting out and I was really interested in breaking into cybersecurity and IT, how would I do this? You can actually finish your bachelor's degree and your master's degree from WGU within less in 2 to 3 years. And the way you have to do this is you have to create a strategy, and there's a strategy utilizing study.com where you do a lot of those prereqs before you actually start WGU. So you can go through study.com, go through tons and tons of different courses before you start, and then when you do finally start, you can make a speed run through WGU within 18 months to 24 months. And because WGU is set up based on a 6-month term, then you can do a ton of courses within 1 term. And so not only will it save you time, it'll save you a ton of money, and you'll have a degree that counts more than my state degree does for the government. And then after doing that, then you can go straight into the master's program and start working on that. So the whole bachelor's and master's program, if you complete it within 3 years, can cost you around $20,000, which is extremely good because you can also work during this time, and you'll also get a ton of different certificates that are well known in the industry, and you'll have access to all of those school discounts at your local grocery store. There are some alternatives to WGU. If I could go back, would I actually go to WGU? The answer is probably not. Looking back, if I had a full GI Bill, I wouldn't go to WGU, to be honest. I would actually go to SANS. So SANS has an entire program, and their programs actually prepare you for their certificates. If I had that GI Bill, or I didn't mind spending 50 grand on a degree, then I would 100% go to that SANS program. Now, doesn't say WGU is still really good. It's just if I could go back, I would probably choose SANS and get a little bit higher, more premium quality education, even if it took a little bit longer. It comes with a lot of SANS certifications, which are extremely highly regarded in the industry. If you are wanting to start your career within cybersecurity, I do have a free masterclass below that walks you through the exact steps that you need to start your career, and that will save you an insane amount of time. That link is below in the description, and I will see you there. Bye.